Welcome back to another episode of the Experts in Fire podcast. I'm your host, Mike Vennard, and with us today is a good friend of mine, Mr. Lance Mark. Today's episode is the Woodland Service Experience. Let's get into it. Hey Lance, how you doing, brother?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, my man. It is so good to have you on the podcast, brother.
I was super excited about this. I lead a great team, and I mentioned to them yesterday that I was going to be talking to you, and I gave them a chance to even give me some things that they wanted to make sure that I mentioned to folks, and so this is just, I'm super excited to be here, sir.
I am excited to have you, man. I'm coming up on 10 years here, and you have been here since my beginning. You were my fearless leader when I signed up here at Woodland Direct.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been a lot of years. I've been with Woodland over 16 years. I was the 6th employee hired and the very first salesperson. When I first started out, I was selling grates and lock top dampers and chimney caps and whatnot, and over the years our product line and our offerings have grown. Eventually what happened is as the team started to grow, I started helping and serving the customers and my colleagues when they weren't available, and eventually transitioned to the point where I was working completely and 100%, just helping folks on the back end. What I do is simply this, and that is Woodland, we're communicating with our customers, we're showing our stuff on our site, and our folks are on the phone and they're talking. Really what I see is I see Woodland making a lot of promises to our customers. We give them assurances, we tell them things. What I see my role as is somebody who keeps promises for Woodland Direct.
Yeah, for sure.
In making sure that, what folks are buying and they're getting the value out of the product that they're getting. I feel that's 100% my role.
So what is your official title at Woodland?
I'm a customer service manager, and Woodland Direct has 2 teams in our customer service department. We've got like our kind of all around folks that are just really good at getting answers, finding things like status, working with shipping issues, and these folks are tied into just about every department in the company. We also have another team in our service department, and it's our technical team. And these guys are probably some of the best trained professionals in the industry. 7 guys on that team. I say 4 of them are master hearth professionals. This is the team that steps in if folks have questions on technical products that they buy from us. Woodland Direct has a lot of offerings that have some nuances to them that can be range from super simple to maybe very technical, and we've got a team just for that. To help with those questions, to help interpret manuals, help folks while they're doing installations or they get it set up, and they're initially just looking for some advice on getting it operating initially, as well as a year down the road.
Lance, so let's back up a little and break that down for our listeners here. When it comes to service, we view service in really 2 different ways. I mean, we're looking at service saying, hey, we want to make sure our customer's taken care of from the point they place an order until the time where it hits the doorstep and it is received by the customer correctly. And that's one side that you're managing. And then the other side is once the customer has the product in hand and their installer is putting it in, if it's a product that needs an installer, or if it's something else, a chimney cap that somebody's going to run up a ladder and put on the top of their chimney, we have a technical staff that's available who can answer questions on any install or troubleshooting aspects of the product. So I just want to make that clear for our customers out there, or really for our listeners. It's one thing that we've learned over the years as Lance and I have been working together, and it's so cool that you were the first sales rep in Woodland history. And then I came in, I think I was number 12 on the sales floor. The one thing we've learned is there's definitely a difference between, hey, where's my stuff? And, hey, something's not working right. And we've kind of been able to separate that too. And obviously, when Randy's on the show, Randy helps as a technical sales rep. He's always going to work with his clients. They have an issue, they have something going on, they can reach out to him and he'll get them in the right direction. Or more importantly, if it's something simple, he's able to fix it right there. And I know that you and Randy share a ton of experience together and a ton of knowledge that you guys have walked through the years as well. But the flip side is sometimes Randy's on the phone. and Randy can't take that call, right? Because that's his main avenue of making a living, is being on the phone. So we've developed this technical, we call it an SSR, right? A sales support rep.
Yep. So we've got there's a team of 7 guys. We call them SSRs. There are levels of SSRs. So as customers are coming to us and they're looking for some help, there are different product lines that we've got, and they'll all require maybe a different level of technical expertise. And so we've got essentially that team. As the technical related cases come in, we call them cases. We're essentially, what that represents is call for help from customers. Hey, this isn't working, or I need help getting this working. Or when those come in, they go through a quick kind of triage and make sure that, not only are they getting help, but they're getting help from somebody who's actually going to be able to help them, who understands the product and has the expertise and the knowledge. And to do that over the phone, is a touch point for the customer, somebody who can be, what we want to be is just a guide in this and getting them over the finish line.
I love it, Lance. I mean, it really is something we focus on. It's something we talk about in every department of our company, and that is the customer journey, that experience that the customer is going to get and take while they walk from idea stage, right?
Yes.
Oh boy, I saw something. I have this great idea. Hey, Randy, I want to do this, or any one of our technical sales reps. I want to do this. And they work with them on how to make that possible, right? And in the pluses, the minuses, the things they need to be aware of and watch out for. And then the order is placed. And now we have to carry this across the finish line. And there are so many aspects to this. You have fire-related questions, and we have answers. You can email us your questions at podcast@woodlanddirect.com or give us a call at 586-221-3638. We would love to be able to answer them right here on the Experts in Fire podcast.
So, Mike, let me tell you about the journey, and I've been in every part of it. Customer comes to Woodland Direct. It may seem kind of strange, and they get on the phone with one of our fellas. And a lot of times, customers want to dig right into, hey, how big is this, and what's this measurement, and what's this technical setting, and how big, whatnot. And what they're going to get from our guys is hold on a second now. Tell me a little bit about the project you're working on. They want to hear the whole story. They want to hear what the customer is really trying to do and really dig in, so that they can not only answer questions on maybe what the customer is asking about, but they can also answer questions or make suggestions on some things that they might know about that could potentially benefit. And so helping them set up, that's a lot of fun. And a lot of times through that process, that can be a real great experience and whatnot. What if there's a problem afterwards? What happens if something goes awry? Our customers have made a decision to pick Woodland Direct. I've been on the phone with customers who've spent more on a fireplace from us than I spent on the first 4 cars I bought, because we sell some beautiful high-end fireplaces that are absolutely outstanding and matchless in quality. Some of our partners, make really some great stuff. They're excited to get it. We're excited to help them find it. Maybe it's a little late. That's a possibility. They're going to need to get in touch with service and get some answers on, hey, when's this showing up? Maybe something shows up and it's damaged. That is, get on the horn with service, and we've got your back shoulder to shoulder with you on that if there's an issue, and what you can expect is an immediate replacement in a situation like that. But when you talk about how fun and how exciting it is to help a customer realize their dream on the front end, I want to tell you that there's an opportunity for us to do that on the back end too, Mike. At Woodland, our focus is, hey, you're calling friends here. You bought from friends, and you're the reason that we're in business. You're the reason that we have jobs, and we are going to work for you absolutely without question. We have an opportunity to really let customers know this isn't just a transaction. We want to have a relationship with you. That's the kind of thing that, like I said, it's the kind of opportunity we have, and we can make something super special in service, just like the sales guys can too.
I tell you what, Lance, it is, when you look at the customer journey and the customer experience, there have been so many times over the 10 years that we've been together where you are staring at, I did everything right. I talked to the customer. I found out what they were trying to go after. I found them a solution for their project, and I placed the order. And then it's like all hell can break loose post that. And so what we've done over the years as a company is just try to find that way to go, hey, something is going to fail. We are in an industry where every industry, something is going to fail. So with that knowledge, what is our response going to be when it does? It's not, oh no, we're perfect. Because there are companies out there who they pay good money to get rid of reviews. They pay good money and they can hide all of the scary stuff and push it into a closet. And we go, nope. We know we're going to fail. We know the system is going to fail. We know logistics is going to fail, as we all found out over COVID-19, right?
Oh, sure.
We know that the product's going to get to you, and a percentage of time there is a failure rate with the products that we sell. That's every product. It's vehicles. Pick a product. There's a percentage that there are going to be a problem with. So we've chosen to position ourselves and say, we don't want to look at people and tell them, yep, sorry. We want to look at them and go, we want to make your dreams come true. That's why we're in business, because that is truly our goal, is to create amazing experiences around fire. And you can't do it, Lance, without service and without your team and without what you guys do.
Absolutely. And as you were mentioning, things fail. You're right. There is things that are made by man, or made by human, I should say. It's a possibility that there could be a flaw or a breakdown or whatnot. I was talking to one of our service folks yesterday, and we recognize there are going to be times when things go awry. That is, when you say that's kind of inevitable, it's like, yeah, of course. There are some areas, though, I think where we feel we don't have to compromise, though. And we don't have to accept less. And one area in service that Woodland's working on, and this has been a big effort. It was one thing when it was just a handful of us, a half a dozen of us in a rented office. We would service our own stuff. We'd be able to take care of customers. But as Woodland's grown, and as an organization, we've grown to 6 and up to over 150. We've got departments segmented out that handle different things. And what used to be maybe handled by just one person, now is handled by a team. And with that, service has grown as well. As we're becoming accustomed as a service team to the newer levels of business, it brings challenges. And I will say this, if there was one thing that our team wanted to make sure that our customers heard, when I talked to them about being on this podcast, and that is, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we are trying to get better. We are always looking for ways to improve and make this experience as good as possible. And one thing that we're really trying to focus on is this, and it's something that costs nobody a dime, and that is keeping in touch with folks, always having a place where they know they reach out to us, they call us, they email us, they get a response. There are real people on this end who really care about the real people that bought from us.
Since the day I met you, that's always been you. That's always been your heart and your personality. And it shines through the entire service department. But I kind of want to take a turn here because we're talking about service, and we're talking about how Woodland really sets a standard and a goal of excellence on our side for our customers. We talked about the product's going to fail. There are times when we're going to fail too. And I look at that and I go, man, for every day we spend training our folks to say, listen, you don't know that person on the other end of the phone has a mom that's sick that just wants to be able to have her sit by the fire when she comes to the house. You don't know what's going on in those people's lives. So try your best and set that standard of excellence to say, I don't know what's going on, why they're frustrated, why they're angry. I'm just going to try and pour love back into them. That is the key to this. Is there a trick to it, Lance? Is there something that you guys do over there? Is there a special sugar you feed everyone?
Mike, you know me, and I'm a pretty social guy. When I meet folks and they ask me what I do for a living, what I tell them is I keep it real simple, and I just say I'm a customer service guy. What I've come to recognize is that there's a certain breed of person. A lot of times we'll talk to them in interviews, and sometimes I almost recognize it right away because they say things. When I hear that, as we're kind of looking at new folks coming in, we're real careful about who we bring around because we want to preserve the culture we've got. But boy, when I hear that, that's music to my ears. And so, and what I really enjoy though is I love watching my team work with difficult customers and turn them around. And I see it all the time. And a lot of times in service, what I think it happens a lot is this, and that is customers, if they have a problem, what I think is I think a lot of times they're afraid. And by that I mean that they've been conditioned by a lot of experience to know that, okay, this is not necessarily a great situation, and in times past when I've had to deal with this, it didn't end well. And we want you to call Woodland, and we want to turn that around and show you that's not what, that's not the necessarily experience you get. But we've got teams who kind of knowingly know that, okay, you know what, today, what I'll likely encounter is a lot of folks who may be upset or are having some kind of a problem. And to them, it's like challenge accepted. We're ready for it. We're ready because what they know is the truth. And that is they're working for principled leadership, company that does the right thing. When we set our guideposts on how we operate, we talk about things like, let's treat these folks like you'd want to be treated. How would I feel if I opened up a brand new log set and I paid a lot of money for it and one of the logs was cracked in half? How would I feel? And so when we talk about things like operating with integrity and not giving up, being innovative, trying to come up with creative solutions in situations, there's applying all of our guideposts on how we operate to what we do in service.
Join us next time for the conclusion of the Woodland Service Experience with Lance Mark. We'll see you then.